I would also like to point out there is actually a thought experiment that he goes over on this, which points to me to be the perfect example of libertarians, or at least this. I think it's unfair to just say libertarians. Rationalists misunderstand human nature, because there's the experience machine.
That's excellent.
I'm sure you were going to get onto that. And the experience machine, as he describes it, is just a machine, say 50 years from now, scientists have invented it. Basically, like, you know that episode of Rick and Morty where he can plug himself in and live somebody else's life and he won't know, and then it's like a video game they can play. It's like that, where you can just plug into the machine and have any experience you want. You just sign up for it and you say, I want 2 years, and I don't know, I want to be Johnny Depp for 2 years and live that life. And then while you're in there, you don't know that you actually exist on the outside. You feel it all as if it's real. It reacts perfectly to everything that you do. Then after those 2 years, you wake up, you get back out, and they say, what do you want to do for the next 2 years? And you go on and on and on. And he asks, would people do that? Would people sign up for the experience machine? And he comes to the conclusion, no. And he comes to this conclusion by saying that people yearn for actual experiences, not the facade of doing experiences. They want to know that they've done it. But inherent in that is a contradiction, because you've already set up in the experience machine that they feel as though, while it's going on, the only time that it's real, the only way they don't know that it's real is when they come out for those 5 minutes before they go straight back in. I think there is no argument to be made that at the very least, a very large portion of the population wouldn't immediately sign up for that for purely hedonistic reasons, especially in the culture that we exist in right now. You have people out there who do yearn. I mean, they probably all live in California. The entirety of like LA would absolutely sign up for the experience machine. But you've got all these people who yearn for pod living. They want everything to be handled for them. They want to exist in a situation where the state acts as their parents. They want to be without responsibility, and they want hedonistic pleasures handed to them at a moment's notice. That's what the experience machine is offering them. Once again, he's going purely off of this logical extrapolation, whereas we're going off of empirical results that we've seen from reality. But once again, it shows a real mistake in this rationalist thinking that people are just going to behave properly because, well, we're rational and that's what we do. No, we don't.
I'm glad you brought the spectre of California, actually, because I guarantee that should the metaverse and transhumanist brain chips come along sufficiently, what's the bet that San Francisco will treat its homeless and drug addiction problem by sticking them in MK Ultra style sensory deprivation tanks and stimulate their dopamine receptors to increasing amounts by saying, oh, but we don't actually have to involve the drugs that they're taking. There'll be no needles involved. There'll be no disease transmission. All we'll do is put them in Matrix style pods and stimulate them, and it'll be renewably run as well.
In fact, that's actually brilliant, because we basically have a real-life case study for the experience machine, which is San Francisco, because of San Francisco's incredibly lax drug laws and the fact that they go out and they hand out all of these safe needle kits and all that, making drug addiction subsidized by the state, because you get, I think if you're a drug addict on the streets of California, of San Francisco, I think you get about $600 a month.
Right.
What that has done, it's not deterred anybody from doing drugs. People haven't gone, well, now that it's a moral choice of my own, I guess I don't have to do them anymore. No, what has happened is that all the other drug addicts from around the country have said, well, San Francisco's the place to be, brilliant. And they've all migrated there and made this, the homeless and drug situation far worse. I'm going to mention it as part of a story that we'll be covering soon. This might date this video just a little bit, any more than I already have. But I just read a story from the San Francisco Times of a baby in a park overdosing on fentanyl because this kid's father had let him just play about, and there was just fentanyl lying about in a park that the kid had managed to somehow overdose on. That's where the experience machine takes you.
That's genuine Brave New World territory.
It really is.
To watch the full video, please become a premium member at lotuseaters.com.